Good morning, friends. How are you? Good morning. It's Monday, the 6th of July. My name is Tanja. I am a leading life and business coach, and I show up here every Monday and Friday for Tea with Anjali, which is all about helping you really just heal and release the past, get clear about your passion and purpose, and learn ways to become masterful at manifesting everything that you desire right here, right now. Kylie and the Roys, she's right out the gate. First one at the gate. Good morning, my love. Good morning to everyone that is joining. I hope you are ready for a brand new week. I hope you are ready to set your intentions. I hope you are ready to focus all of your energy and efforts into the direction of your dreams and really look at what is getting in the way of you fulfilling your potential. Type in for me just one word to describe how you're feeling right now. I feel a bit puffy in the face, but no, I feel actually really good. Had a lovely date with my youngest daughter Amber yesterday, a beautiful just mama daughter afternoon and night. We watched a couple of ripper movies and ready for a new week. So, how are you? I think Facebook's taking a little while to load. So, I want you to begin by, as I said, just type in how you're feeling. Are you feeling disempowered? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling awake yet? Are you feeling inspired, stuck, in a funk? Let me know. I'm here for you. Now, if this is the first time you have ever joined in the conversation, well, let me explain what this is all about. Every Monday, so I'm a leading life and business coach. I'm an NLP trainer and practitioner. And for the last 30 years, I've been working with people across the corporate, private, retail, government sectors to help them have breakthroughs in their lives and their business in all areas: health, wealth, relationships, parenting, partnering, career, work, self-expression. Ready to set some goals today? Awesome. Bev is feeling flat. Okay, Bev, I've got you. And as I said it before, every Monday and Friday, I just come on here live to be available. Not a lot of people have the resources to invest in a one-on-one coach. Yet I don't want that to be the reason why you can't create breakthroughs in all areas of your life. So Monday's all about setting the intention for the week because it's just a great start to the week. So I am here for you, and I would love you, no matter how you're feeling, just to write in what is your intention for the week. What is something you want to complete, launch, create, produce, make happen, that you feel like you need a hand with, that you feel like you've been a bit stuck with, that you feel like you might need some support. So I'd love you to type it in when you can. Well, fast game's a good game. Decided to take my power back. You have given me real insight. Diane, awesome. Go you. My intention this week's a big one for me. My intention this week is to settle on my settlement, not necessarily settle, but come to an agreement on my settlement of my separation with my ex-husband of 20 years and to sign the divorce papers. So we're in a good place. We just need to now come together and make some decisions to really complete, consciously and powerfully complete 20 years of being together. It's been 12 months a couple of weeks ago of our 1 year separated. So, that's my intention, is to just really do that powerfully with great honor, great love, and great clarity and power. Good morning. Excited for some time off this week and reset just to get away. Beautiful. Yes, Greg, it has been a long while. My intention is to complete my admin. Yes, Suzanne, that's also another one of my intentions. So, friends, I really am curious. What's in your heart? What matters to you? And what do you need to complete, create, launch, produce, let go of, and where are you a little bit stuck? Good morning, Paula. Where are you stuck? Please write it in because I want to work with you, and you've also will get the support of this online community who is just beautiful at being available to others. Luke, set intentions. Good reminder. Yes, that's what we're here to do. What is your game? What is your focus? What's your desire for this week? Razamataz has just joined. Bev, I need to find myself. Oh, okay, Bev. Let me ask you, Bev, are you willing to work with me? Because this is a question I get a lot. Well done, you. You are a fabulous example, keeping positive. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. Yes, for anyone that's gone through a separation, it isn't easy, but it can be done with deep consciousness and, a lot of love and communication. I really do believe that communication can create and complete anything powerfully. So Bev, let me know. Are you open to me working with you today? And let me ask you also on Instagram, have you ever had the feeling that you need to find yourself? Have you ever felt lost and you don't know who you are or what you're about or what you're passionate about or what your purpose is, or you've just given yourself over to others? Let me know. So, Bev, I'm happy to work with you if you want to. The way that's going to need to work, though, is if you're really quick on the keyboard and can interact with me, and we'll see what else we get. Moving forward with a new venture for my business whilst trying to run my business at the same time, the holistic home. Well, congratulations. Not easy to create something new and complete something that you're working on at the same time, but that's what entrepreneurs do, right? They work on a dream project or a heart project whilst also, meeting their commitments and making ends meet or completing on their job. Before as you send in your intentions, I just want to do a little loving reminder. On my Instagram story, I posted a post late last night or early this morning because I was up till quite early. Around what's happening with the the commission flats here in Melbourne, Victoria, that have been forced into lockdown with no notice, no heads up, no conversation, no letter, just law enforcement coming in and literally locking down the 9 commission flats that are based in Melbourne, Victoria. Now, these are people that have been refugees. These are people of different races. These are people that don't have the same economic wealth as many of us, but they're still, decent human beings. Many of them have mental health issues. Many of them have, social dynamics that they're navigating, and it's just inhumane to be locked in. Now, the AMSSA Centre is taking donations. These people are not allowed to leave for food, for sanitary products, for nappies for their babies, and they need our help. There are people working around the clock there to get fresh fruit and veggies, canned food, pads, tampons, nappies, toilet paper, everything. So I really think that there are things that we can do that are really simple to make the difference in somebody else's life. So if you're on Facebook, go to my Facebook story. If you're on Instagram, head to my Instagram story. You'll see a black and red post, and it is about how you can send your donations, whether it be financial or, food or, goods and services, to the AMSSA Centre, and they're reaching out to the wider community to donate support for residents, as I said, that are living in the 9 public house towers who have been forced into lockdown by law enforcement. So that's a little community announcement. I will be taking an action on that today myself and sending something in. Bev, I lost a son 5 years ago, and I have lost me along the way. Oh, Bev. I think, did you write in with me last week and mention that it was the anniversary of your son's passing? I'm sorry if it wasn't you, but someone else wrote to me last week. So I'm going to reach out to this community. Bev, are you open to me contributing to you this morning? Certainly, nothing I can say can necessarily take away the pain of losing your son. No parent wants to lose a child before they go. That's like my worst nightmare. I've got 2 daughters, Bev, an 18 and a 16-year-old, Kaya and Amber. I couldn't think of anything worse than that happening. So I want to be of service to you, and I know, I'm just going to prop this up, and I know that this wider community is an incredible support to people that are navigating personal and professional pain and challenge, that want to rise up and be triumphant. Bev is saying yes. So for those of you on Instagram and for those of you on Facebook, please join me in sending some love to Bev to help her find herself, because after 5 years of losing her son, she's still trying to find herself. So Bev, May I ask, not that it really matters, but just to give me some context. Oh, sorry, it was 3 years ago. My contacts are a bit blurry. 3 years ago. So does that mean yes, it was you, or yes, you're willing to work with me? If you can just let me know so I'm super clear. Bev, are you willing to work with me here so we can help you fulfill your intention of finding yourself? And as I asked before, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram, have you ever had that feeling, whether it's a loss of a loved one, whether it's a completion of a relationship, whether it's a breakdown in finances, or you lost a job, or your project didn't go off, or your book launch, failed, or whatever it is? Have you ever had the experience of losing yourself? And have you ever felt that you've needed to find yourself? Can you just let me know with some emoji action or some comments in our comment section? So, Bev, I just need to hear from you, my love. I just want to be clear. Fantastic, Bev, sending heaps of love. Oh, beautiful. Both. Okay, awesome. I have the all clear to work with Bev. So, as always, my friends, oh, geez, let's get priorities right. Cup of tea. This is my fuel, Bev. My first cup of tea I want to share with you. I want to just take this opportunity to acknowledge you, Bev, for being courageous and brave enough, first of all, for allocating your time here this morning, and for being really open and honest and sharing yourself. So I set the intention that we can have a conversation today that's going to give you access to really finding yourself. So that's the intention. Now, Bev and everyone else, as I'm working with Bev, who's on Facebook, who's going to communicate to me via writing in. So, Bev, type as fast as you can for purpose of time, my love. I invite you to, for everybody else, I invite you to send your love and support to Bev, as you guys always do, and I love you for that. And B, listen like I'm coaching you. Because if you just go, oh, well, Tanja's talking to Bev, and I didn't lose my son 3 years ago, but, I'm curious to see what happens with Bev, you're going to get one layer of support and access to breakthroughs. If you listen like I'm Bev, and I lost my son 3 years ago, and I've lost myself in the process, and what is Tanja going to share that is going to give me an access to have a breakthrough and get back to me and move beyond my pain? That's where I invite you to listen from, because you'll just get more insights. Okay, Bev, are you open to sharing how your son passed, just to give me some context? That would be really great. If not, you're absolutely fine to say no, thank you. You don't have to. I don't need the full story and details, but just a sense of, what's the context here. So you've got a lot of people joining on Instagram, which is great. Thank you so much. If you just joined in, we are doing Tea with Anjali. This is Intentional Monday. I am providing free leading life and business coaching, and we are currently working with Bev, who is joining us on Facebook, who says that she needs to find herself. She lost her son 3 years ago. We're waiting to find out how that happened, if she's willing to share. And I'm going to work with Bev to give her an access to find herself again. And as I said, my invitation is listen like I'm providing this coaching for you, because you'll get a lot more from it. And again, as I'm just waiting for Bev, Bev, feel free, don't type in big paragraphs, type in like sentences really quick, so I can kind of respond a lot quicker and keep the flow of this live coaching going, if you will. If you know someone who is stuck, is struggling, is in a funk, who is actually doing really well and wants to get to the next level in their life, then please let them know about this free Leading Life and Business coaching every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so they too may have a raft of support. Bev says he passed from a massive heart attack at the gym, age 38. Okay, Bev, once again, I'm really sorry to hear that, my love. So Bev, thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with you. And as I said, I know nothing that I can say is going to replace the loss of your son, is going to heal your broken heart, is going to change the way you feel about what's happened and the devastation of losing a child way beyond and way before it was time, and before you pass. No parent wants to go through that. However, I am here to give you access to find yourself again. So, Bev, morning, Sylvia. I'm going to ask you a really simple question. And as I said, do your best to type in as fast as you can, and feel free to type in a sentence at a time to keep the conversation flowing. The question I want to ask you, Bev, is when that happened, when your son, who was 38, died of a massive heart attack just while at gym, when that happened, what did you make it mean? And you will have made it mean something about yourself, others, or the world. What did you make it mean? And I just invite you to take a look. Look at, okay, I got the phone call from a family member, or the gym, or the police, or the hospital. I don't know how they told you, but when you got the phone call that your son had passed, that's what happened. I'm curious, what did you make it mean? Good morning to everyone that's tuning in. What did you make it mean? For those of you who are tuning in, I'm currently doing some live leading life and business coaching with a beautiful lady on Facebook called Bev, who's saying her intention for this week is to find herself, because when she lost her 38-year-old son to a massive heart attack 3 years ago, it's had a huge impact on her. And as you can imagine, she's been suffering all that time. So I'm waiting for Bev to answer the question, when that happened, what did she make it mean? Good morning to you, Christy, a beautiful member of our community here, who always puts her hands up to be of service to the people that jump on and request some support. So Bev, we're just waiting for you, my love. Do your best to type as fast as you can, or maybe you're just taking a look. Morning, Tanja, sending love to you this day. You too, Pam. Oh no, my heartfelt compassion. Thank you, Christy. Yeah, mine too. My thoughts and love are with you. I extended my hand and heart out to you. I'm a medium, and if I can be of service to you, please reach out to me. Oh, look at that. Bev, you've got Sylvia there. That's a medium. Now, she may be able to connect with your son. Just devastated. I understand, Bev. Bev, it'd be great to know your son's name so we can speak with him, or, maybe I will speak with him too. So Sylvia and I both have the ability to be able to connect with people that have passed. Many of us do have that ability, but Sylvia and I aren't special. Our antenna is up. So Bev, I understand you're devastated, and I'm curious to find out so you were devastated, that was the outcome, but what did you make it mean? What did you decide? So your son passed at 38, a massive heart attack at the gym. You're writing here because you want to find yourself, because 3 years you've been devastated and in the suffering. And my deep love and empathy and compassion go out to you. What did you decide about yourself as a mother or as a parent? This is where we need to go. And Bev, you're getting a lot of love and compassion from the community here on Instagram that you can't necessarily see. So, yep, get it, devastated. What did you decide about yourself, my love? Take a look. As Bev is writing in, here's what happens, friends. In life, stuff happens. We could say that another way. In life, shit happens. There's no way Bev would have ever expected that her close to 40-year-old son would pass before her, but that's what happened. His name is Luke, and I'm a spiritualist and attend church. Okay, great. So Bev, I really need you to connect with my question, and thank you. And let's just give some acknowledgement to Luke, your beautiful son. So Bev, when you got the call, when you found out that Luke had passed at 38 from a massive heart attack whilst at the gym, just working out, that's what happened. What did you decide? What did you make it mean? I get you were devastated, but take a look. What did you make it mean about yourself as a mother, about yourself as a parent? My friends, whenever we are disempowered, it is never, and this may be a hard pill to swallow, but just wrap your head around this. It is never what happens to us that defines us. It is always what we decide as a result. I'm going to say that again. For those of you that are willing to type this into Instagram or Facebook as a lesson, please do. It is never what happens to us that defines us. It is what we decided as a result. And Bev's just, chills. Bev's just written in. She decided she's just lost. So notice this. Bev has written in today because her intention is to find herself. And I ask why Bev has lost herself. We know why. Bev's son, Luke, died of a massive heart attack whilst working out at the gym 3 years ago. Bev was devastated and still is, I'm sure. And she decided, she's just written in, well done, Bev. She decided, I'm lost. There is your key. So that what happened was Luke passed. What Bev decided was, I'm lost. And Bev, there is your key. When you decided you're lost without Luke, you're lost without your son, you're lost for words, you're lost for a solution, you're lost for understanding, you're lost for how this could happen, I want you to just take a look. You decided you're lost. And my friends, any decision we make, any thought we have, any belief we tune into gets stored in our subconscious brain. And our subconscious brain is like fertile soil of Mother Earth. Whatever seeds we plant, it just goes, okay, yes, and it grows whatever we plant. Now, Bev, as you can appreciate, planted the seed of I am lost. And now 3 years later, she's here on Tea with Anjali with complete strangers who love you, by the way, Bev, who honor you and feel like you're courageous. And I want to give you some access to shifting this today, because I know Luke would be devastated himself to see you lost and suffering and frozen in time potentially. And I want to give you something today. So can you get that, Bev? Can you get that what happened was Luke died, and what you decided was you were lost? And for the last 3 years, you've been trying to find yourself. And I promise you, that decision of I'm lost is stored in your subconscious brain. And my friends, when something happens, and we make a decision, it is not, when Bev decided I'm lost, that is not parked, at that time 3 years ago when she got the call. Are you with me, Bev? Are you following this? Do you get, thank you. Melissa, you're just the bomb at capturing the stuff that I say, my love. Thank you. I appreciate you doing this pretty much every week on Facebook. Do you get that? That's what happened. And that decision of I'm lost, it doesn't actually stay with the situation with Luke. It actually gets stored out there in your future, Bev. I'm lost. That belief, I'm lost, becomes your reality and your future. And the impacts of that is you won't find yourself. You will not find yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. You will not find yourself in the world or your place in the world, because our subconscious has to be right about our decisions. Now, it's a valid decision. I too, I'm sure, will feel lost if I lost my daughter, Kaya, or Amber, or both of them. However, you are very much here. And I promise you, with the marrow in my bones, Luke would want you to find yourself and to live your best life, and to have that existence be the legacy for his life. His life was definitely ended too soon. However, you said you're a spiritualist as well. So I want to offer you something spiritually to try on, just as a concept. And this is for everybody else as well that's lost someone. Bev is saying she understands. Good on you, Bev. I love you and we're with you. Can we give Bev some love, some emojis, some hearts, some quotes, some something on Instagram? We're dealing with a mother that's lost her child way too soon. Bev, what I want to offer you, you can just try this on in the fitting room of life. We have our physical body, right? Our skin bag, our skeletal system, endocrine system, lymphatic system, bones, muscles, heart, organs, brain, and then we have our soul. I truly believe, and I'm not asking you to adopt this belief, Bev, you're getting a lot of love here on Instagram. Thank you, guys. I love you. Such a beautiful community. I'm just inviting you to take a look. That easy for me to say, right, Bev, because I've never lost anyone, but I've worked with thousands of people that have over the 30 years I've been doing this, 25 years, okay? First of all, we've established it's not what happens to you that defines you, it's what you decide as a result. Bev is coming on here to get some live coaching around. She wants to find herself. I'm asking what happened. She's told us she's decided she's lost. It's not filed in the past. That gets filed right here, right now, and in the future. So Bev wakes up believing I'm lost. So her subconscious mind has to be right about that, Bev. You have to be right about that. That's just the way we're wired. So we need to change this belief, Because unless we change this belief, Bev, nothing that I could say or no hearts or emojis that any beautiful souls on here are sending you right now will make any difference. And I promise you, your son does not want you frozen in time and lost. He wants you living your best life. And if you have any other siblings, then they would want the same. I do know that he is with me. Yes, Bev, I would absolutely say that too. I'm feeling a very, very, very strong feeling that he is with you. Bev, let me ask you this, by the way. What are the impacts on you? And friends, listen to this. What are the impacts on you, Bev, when you feel lost? So we know you've lost your son and nothing I can say or you can say could bring him back. But what are the impacts? How does this impact you feeling lost? How does it impact you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, Bev? Type that in for me whilst I finish what I was saying before, which is this. I believe that whether it's an accident, whether it's intentional, whether it's as a child is being conceived during birth or as we're living, I believe that the soul decides when it's time to go. Now, I'm not asking you to necessarily believe that with me. That is just my belief. And for me, it's an empowering belief, because if I believe, even if it's an accident, that it's the soul decides when it's time to go, or it's already predetermined, then that gives me greater access to move forward inside of loss. That's just a very useful belief for me. Bev says, I've been blessed with an inherited daughter and granddaughter. Beautiful, Bev, beautiful. Good to hear you focusing on the positive. Bev, I want you to type in for me, my love, what are the impacts for you? Not that Luke is gone, because we can appreciate what those impacts would be, but what are the impacts for you, Bev, telling yourself you're lost and feeling like you need to find yourself? How does that impact how you feel physically? How are you storing that in your body? My best friend decided I should be getting over it. Well, okay. Bev says, my best friend decided I should be getting over it. That's easier said than done. Get over it. There is a way to move forward. I don't think you ever get over your son dying or your daughter dying or anything. So Bev, can you type in for me just so we can keep some congruency with this conversation and the process? Because I want to work with you still to create a shift. Bev, can you tell me, how does the feeling of being lost impact you physically? Where do you store this in the body? What physical ailments do you have as a result? How does feeling lost impact you mentally around making decisions, being decisive, problem solving, being clear? How does feeling lost impact you emotionally around feeling empowered or disempowered, stuck or successful? And how does it impact you spiritually, which is more around being personally fulfilled? So friends, when something happens in our life, we typically make it mean something. That meaning is usually disempowered. That meaning or decision doesn't get frozen in time with the thing that happened. It gets placed in the present and filed in the future. Our subconscious mind has to be right about it. So it goes about looking for evidence to be right about I'm lost or I'm not good enough or don't trust women, don't trust men, I'll never be successful or whatever our decision is, right? And then we just create a life that's consistent with our beliefs until we choose a more empowered belief. I also know that our souls decided when it was time. Great, Bev. Excellent. We are on the same page, sister. Bev, I'd love you to take a look, my love. Please stick with me and where we're at in this conversation right now, my darling. What are the impacts? When you decided you were lost 3 years ago, how does this impact your health? How does this impact your body? How does this impact your mind? How does this impact your emotions and your spirit? Bev says, I drink too much, which I know Luke would hate. Thank you for your bravery and courage. I don't know, I've been working with a lot of people who are navigating big trauma in their life and have been so open with me about their using of alcohol to numb the pain. Bev, you drink too much. Thanks again for being vulnerable. Can we show Bev some love for being so vulnerable and courageous on social media with a bunch of strangers? She's sharing her heart and soul with us. Bev, Emily is saying you don't get over it, you find a way to move forward. Yes, beautiful. K for Cat says, Bev, so strong for you to share. I agree. Christy is saying, with grief, there is a lot of outside noise, people telling you how you should behave or feel. Yes, wise words, Christy. So, Bev, do you get that you've decided you were lost and you've been numbing the pain through alcohol? And Luke would hate that because he would hate to see that you are abusing yourself. But again, I want you to take a look at what are the impacts of you drinking too much. First sip of the day. Oh, this is going to be a ripper. Uh-huh. Perfect temperature. Genma cha. I love it. Bev, how does this impact you? How does it impact your relationship with your inherited daughter and your beautiful granddaughter? When you drink too much, how does it impact you? And those who are also still here, do you know someone that drinks too much? Uh, have you lived with someone that drinks too much? People that use any kind of form of substance abuse, I believe are just in pain. I've had my own experiences in my own family of, people that, I've got mental illness and suicide on both sides of my family, on my father's side and my mother's side. Certainly alcoholism in my mother's side and her family. And I've experienced the downside of relating with people who are addicted to alcohol and how it changes them. So the impacts affect ourselves, the person that's drinking or taking the drugs, and it absolutely impacts those around us. Bev, are you still with us, my love? And what are the impacts of you drinking too much? And Bev, I want to work with you on changing this belief so you can actually begin to really find yourself. So Bev, if you can type in, my love, what are the impacts of you drinking too much? Let's just check in some of these comments. Thank you. She's typing in. We're not what happened. We're not what happened. We are what we decide as a result. Awesome. Bev, if you can type it in, my love, so we can continue, that would be great. Or if you're not typing anything in, just saying, no, I'm done. We're here to get. Calm Stars writing, we're here to get. Thanks for staying with this conversation, my friends. I know it's not easy when you're waiting for people to respond, as brave as they are in doing that. So Bev, are you still with us, my love? She's we're here to get around you and support you. So you've got Calm Star here on Instagram, Bev, saying we're here to get around you and support you. You still with us, Bev? I'm going to keep going even if Bev is still here. She might be dealing with a wave of emotion right now. She might be thinking about the impacts. So my friends, whether it's a loss of a loved one, whether it's a mistake that you made, whatever it is, just know that you are never what happens to you. You are what you decide as a result. Bev decided 3 years ago when her son, who's 38, Luke, died of a sudden heart attack at the gym. She decided, I'm lost. That decision got filed in her subconscious mind. It became her present reality. It becomes her future reality. She cannot find herself, which is her intention this week, to find herself. She knows that what she does is she suppresses her emotions through the use of alcohol, and she knows her son would hate it, yet she's a spiritual woman. She goes to church and she feels Luke around her. Bev says, I am working on it, and my husband thinks I can just give up. Okay? Well, Bev, if it's any constellation or consolation, I worked with a client last week who has been addicted to alcohol for 4 decades. 3.5 decades. And he has seen therapists. He has done some work on himself. But in an hour and a half, Bev, he got to see what happened in his life, what he made it mean, and how he's been using alcohol as a suppressant of his soul. And he rang me 6 days later. This guy was drinking every single day and getting shit-faced, right? Drunk, except for 2 days of the week. And he rang me. He sounded 25 years younger. He hadn't touched a drink. He is unrecognizable to himself. And he's been drinking tea. And he's been in tears for days. Just got the healing and the access. So, Bev, Let me ask you, my love, for the purpose of time, and if you do want to work one on one with me, then DM me after this session and we can talk about how that could work if you're really committed to finding yourself and stop drinking as a suppressant to keep yourself lost. I'm here for you. But what I want to offer you is, Bev, what happened was you lost Luke 3 years ago, as we know. Really unfortunate, absolutely devastating. And as a result, you decided you were lost. You've been drinking too much to mask the pain, suppress the suffering, and to numb out the reality, I'm sure. Your friend is saying, just get over it. Your best friend is saying, just get over it. And your husband's saying, you can just give it up. No one can give you strategies for you to move forward in your life. That's a choice you have to make for you. But here's what I want to tell you. No strategy of just get over it or just give up the booze or just do 10 steps for success or listen to one podcast or read this book will work. Nothing will work around you fulfilling your desire, Bev, of finding yourself until we create an empowered belief. Because everything else is going to appear like icing over a poo pie. You with me? So, Bev, do you get that you decided you were lost? And Bev, if I asked you who is responsible for that decision of you being lost, can you type in who's responsible, Bev? Just yes or no. Sorry, just whoever it is. Who's responsible, Bev, for you just for you feeling like you're lost and you need to find yourself? Who decided they were lost? Type it in for me, Bev. You're doing a great job. Let's give Bev some jazz hands, some love. If you're just tuning in, as many of you are, I'm working live right now with Bev on Facebook. She lost her son at 38 3 years ago. He died of a sudden, massive heart attack in the gym whilst working out. Bev's intention for today is been to find herself. And what we've established is when her son Luke died 3 years ago, that's what happened. And what she decided is she is lost. So, exactly, Bev. So, Bev has just answered my question. Who decided that they were lost? Bev is saying me. Now, Bev, let me ask you this. Are you willing to be responsible for that decision? It's a valid decision. Of course, you would feel lost. You lost your son prematurely, it would feel. You gained a beautiful daughter and granddaughter, and you're drinking yourself to, to mask the pain. Bev, are you willing to take responsibility that you decided you were lost 3 years ago? Yes or no? Just type it in. You're doing beautifully, by the way. Are you willing to take responsibility that you decided you were lost? Let me know, Bev. Just want to take this moment to acknowledge all of you for still being here and being with Bev and being with Luke and her family and being with me as we support Bev in this time. So Bev's cleared what she decided, and my question to you, Bev, is, are you willing to take responsibility that you decided you were lost? Yes or no? Oh, yes, she says yes. Good on you, Bev. Now, Bev, the reason I ask you this is if you don't take responsibility for the decisions that you make, my love, you do not have the ability to respond in any new way, and you will be stuck in the paradigm of I'm lost. You get me? Good on you, Bev. Now, Bev, if so, you get Luke died. You decided I'm lost. You've been drinking way too much, and you get that you're responsible for that decision. And your intention here today in Intentional Monday, as part of Tea with Anjali, is to find yourself. Bev, here's how we help you find yourself. You're already in the process. You've uncovered what you decided when Luke died. You've taken responsibility for the decision that you're lost. Bev, you understand now that if you don't change this decision, you can never find yourself because your subconscious mind is going to be broadcasting the belief that you are forever lost without Luke. You get that, Bev? I know you do. I can feel it. So, Bev, we need to, in this moment, with this supportive community on Instagram and Facebook, support you in creating a new empowered belief that's going to help you move forward and find yourself. So, Bev, we can't take away the loss of Luke, but we can help you find yourself by you creating a new belief. So, Bev, what could be an empowered belief if you weren't lost? And if you were right here, if you were alive, if you were present, If you were here and if you could find yourself, how could you reframe I'm lost? How could you create a new empowered belief that would be one that will change your present reality and your future focus, and therefore your beliefs, actions, and decisions as a result? So I'll make that really simple. Bev, if you flipped the belief of I'm lost to something way more empowering, my love, what could it be? Write it in. What could it be? And for anybody else on Instagram, just provide some offerings. What could an empowered decision, rather than I'm lost? Again, if you're tuning in, I'm working live with Bev on Facebook. She lost her 38-year-old son Luke to a massive heart attack while he was working out at the gym 3 years ago. She's here on Tea with Anjali, Intentional Monday. She said what she wanted to get out of this conversation was she wanted to find herself. I asked her, when Luke died, what did she decide? She decided she was lost. You get how that works, right? I want to find myself. Well, what did you decide? I'm lost. Okay. Now, if I'm asking Bev now, she's taken responsibility for her decision. She's been brave enough to own that she's been drinking too much, and she knows Luke would hate that. And I'm saying to her, no strategy is going to work. No, nothing is going to work until we decide a new empowered decision. And now I'm asking, thank you, Sean, Sean is saying, God bless his soul to you, Bev. So, Bev, if you could flip this belief of I'm lost to something more empowering, something that would have you found in the here and now, something that would have you present in your heart and open to actually making the most of the rest of your days and weeks and months and years with your beautiful daughter and in-law and your granddaughter and everybody else in your life. What is a belief that you can create in this moment? And I know people go, well, is it that easy? You know, you just go from a disempowered belief to an empowered belief. I'm not saying it's easy, but it works. No strategy, no solution is ever going to have a sustainable difference on top of a crumbly foundation of a disempowered belief. Sean here, Bev, is saying, I'm happy to talk with her as I lost a family member a few years ago and I can really relate to her. Beautiful, Sean. Well, Sean, Bev Waterfield is who I'm coaching currently on Facebook, and you can, after this live, jump onto Facebook and reach out to her if you want, and Bev will let you know if she's open to that. Bev, how are you going? Are you taking a look? And Bev, my love, and everybody else, what it looks like is you make it up. You make it up. You make up a new empowered belief. What have we got here? Anne Marie says, I'm willing to find myself. I look forward to finding myself. Yep, that's one you could try on. I don't want to offer you anything just yet, Bev. I want you to find it for yourself, but others, you can definitely type it in. Good on you, Emily. She's saying that's beautiful, Sean. Sean, I'm really sorry to hear about the loss of your family member too, my friend. Bev, are you with me? Are you taking a look? Don't worry about trying to get it right, but what could be a new empowered belief? Good one, Carmen. Bev, we're waiting for you, my love. This is like transformation live on social media. Thanks again to everyone tuning in and offering your love to Bev. Just love this community. I love how generous and present you are. This is who we need to be in our life. This is the spirit we need to take. This is the spirit we can follow through by making donations to all the housing, public housing tenants that have been forced into lockdown. Bev saying she's not sure. Okay, fair enough. Thanks for your honesty, Bev. So let me ask you, Bev, I know you're willing to work with me, and there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just we know that you deciding that I'm lost is a disempowered belief. And Bev, do you get just a simple answer, yes or no? Do you get that if you don't change that belief, you will forever be lost and you will forever be trying to find yourself? Do you get that? Yes or no, Bev? Do you get that if you don't change this belief, you'll never find yourself because your subconscious mind has to be right that you are lost? Do you get that, Bev? And then if you're willing, Bev, I will offer you some things to try on in the fitting room of life. So let's see, Bev, do you get that if you don't change this belief, you have no access for a transformation, and that's your intention this week? Let me know, yes or no, Bev. Carmen is saying there's no wrong answers, Bev. Just trust what's in your heart. And I would agree. This is where we got to get out of our head and in our heart. And so, Bev, great. Yes, thank you. Bev, my love, what I want to offer you is Bev is saying, yes, she gets it. If she doesn't change this belief, she's going to forever be lost. And I want to have a breakthrough and I want her to feel an intention of finding herself. Bev, I want you to try on telling yourself, I'm here. And you can even just put your hand on your heart. I'm right here. I know exactly where I am. I'm right here and I know exactly where I am. Bev, you decided you lost yourself because you detached from your mind because your mind was in too much trauma and tragedy and pain and it had to escape. That's why you are drinking too much because alcohol numbs the memory, numbs the mind. And you feel lost because you decided you were lost. And the alcohol is suppressing you finding yourself because it keeps you frozen in time. Are you with me, Bev? So my invitation to you is rather than consciously and unconsciously telling yourself, I'm lost, therefore I have to find myself. We're not even going to deal with the alcoholism today. I'm inviting you to try on again in the fitting room of life, believing and telling yourself and even putting your hand on your heart, I'm right here. I know exactly where I am. And you bring all of your energy, focus, and attention and spirit into your body and you embody yourself in your heart. And that's why I'm saying activate your heart and say, I'm right here. I know exactly where I am. And breathe. And you just create that belief and it becomes your mantra. I'm right here and I know exactly where I am. I'm right here and I know exactly where I am. And you'll be no longer lost in that space. Bev, can you see if you tried that belief on, I'm right here and I know exactly where I am and I'm taking the actions to get responsible in my life. And then you start to build a bridge with your dialogue. By the way, friends, if you've followed me for a bit and you've been in these conversations for a bit, Bev, tell me if that would make a difference to you while I share this, by the way. Yes. Thank you, Carmen. Oh, man, what was I going to say? I said, by the way. Yes, thank you for whoever just reminded me. You've probably heard me say before that positive thinking really doesn't work because it is icing over a poo pie. If you are feeling lost and you go, you know, I found myself without connecting, or if you're broke and you're like, I'm rich and successful with, like a positive affirmation on top, it's just not connected. It's inauthentic. It's actually a pretense. I'd rather you say, if you were broke, I'd rather you say, I'm learning about my finances. I'm willing to take responsibility for when I live beyond my means. I'm choosing to become empowered with my money and make great choices and get the support and guidance that I need from a family budgeter or financial advisor or whatever, right? So Bev is saying, thank you, I will. Good on you, Bev. So Bev, can you see that rather than tell yourself I'm lost and therefore I need to find myself and strategies won't work, that if you can start today saying I'm right here and I know exactly where I am as your belief, you believe you're right here, you believe you're here and you know exactly where you are because this is where you are. If you put your hand on your chest and you can feel that beating, your brain doesn't need to think about that beating. It's just happening. Well, your brain does think about it, but your heart's just beating. That's where you are. You're right here, right here, right here, right now, alive, breathing. And you have a beautiful daughter and a granddaughter. And Luke wants you to have a quality life like all of us on this call want for you, Bev. And the only reason why for the last 3 years you haven't been able to find yourself and you've got lost in alcohol is because you told yourself 3 years ago that you were lost for the loss of your son. And today's the day you embody yourself being here and being alive so you can be present for yourself and you can be present for your beautiful daughter and your granddaughter. And when you're present, you keep Luke's memory alive because you're present. and his presence can be felt with you and through you. So, Bev, are you willing to try on and have today be the day that you stop taking the belief of you are lost? You had a loss, but you aren't lost. And can you start to tell yourself that you're right here and you know exactly where you are? And then once you start building that foundation, are you willing, Bev, to start positively talking to yourself in the realm of, I choose to be here. I choose to embody my body. I choose to be present today, right now. I choose to make powerful decisions for myself in my life because I'm not done yet. I choose to be present with myself. I choose to make great choices with my health and well-being. I choose to be present with my beautiful, inherited daughter and my divine granddaughter. And I choose to keep my son Luke's memory alive through the beat of my heart every single day. I keep him alive because I'm here. And if I'm here, he's here. And if he's here, we're all still alive, even if he's not here in this physical body. You can keep him alive, Bev, as you choose to be alive and choose to reside in your beating heart that is here inside you, who is here. You aren't lost. You're here. Are you willing to do that, Bev? You let me know. And Bev, what are you hearing for yourself? What are you trying? She's saying, again, I will try. Awesome. So Bev, I'm going to give you one final invitation, my love. And this is because you've given me permission to coach you today. And this is for everybody else. If you want to fulfill your intentions, if you want to have a breakthrough, and I say this with a lot of love, and this is a lot of love for you, Bev, what I want to offer you is don't try, do. Because trying to do something won't make it happen. Doing it will make it happen. Do you get that, Bev? Great. Yes. Don't try. Don't try to do it. You either do it or you don't. You either start to say, I'm right here, I know exactly where I am, and I'm going to make great choices to be alive and live my life and keep my son's legacy alive and be present. You can't try to do that. You either do it or you don't. So don't try, do. That's a Yoda saying. Don't try, do. So Bev, my final question to you, my love. Are you willing to do, not try? Try is a lack of commitment. It's like the saloon doors of a bar that are just swinging open. If I'll try, it's in the same bar as should, maybe, probably, possibly. It lacks commitment. So Bev, if you are fundamentally committed to having a breakthrough, then I want you to do it, even in your own words. Don't try. Bev is saying yes. Bev, let me know. I said that was my final question. I do have one more. And this is a question for everybody else. Bev, what did you learn today? And did you, Bev, get access today to finding yourself and getting on with your future? We know we can't bring Luke back physically, but we can bring the memory of his life and the importance of his life alive in the beat of your heart that exists every day when you embody that you're here. So Bev, I'd love you to write in. Did you get access to fulfilling on your intention of finding yourself today, Bev? And everybody else that's here on Facebook and Instagram, can you type in, what did you get for yourself? Sylvia says, I found exercise and movement helped. Awesome. Bev, what did you learn for yourself today, Bev? And please tell me, did you get access to finding yourself? Everybody else on Instagram and Facebook, can you please type in, what did you get for yourself as a result of this live Leading Life and Business coaching today, where we worked with Bev, who lost her son 3 years ago. He was 38, had a massive heart attack in the gym. She came on here with the intention to find herself. She learned 3 years ago she decided she was lost, and she's created a new belief. So Bev says yes. Bev, can you type in for me? What did you learn? Just type in, what did you get for yourself, my love? So she says yes, she got access. Yay, awesome. So let's give it up for Bev. Fist bump for Bev. She got access to fulfill on her intention. Bev, type in for me, please, and the rest of us. What was your biggest lesson in this coaching session? What was your biggest takeout? And I just want to take this opportunity to acknowledge your bravery, your courage, your honesty, your vulnerability, your willingness to be seen, your taking responsibility for the disempowered belief, your courage and vulnerability for sharing that you drink too much. Your best friend and your husband are well intended. I get that, but telling you to get over it and just you can stop drinking, like, straight up, that doesn't help. But they coming from a good place. Um, so Melissa saying what she learned is to flip your beliefs to something empowering. Yes, yes, yes. That's I do that. That's what I do. Sylvia's learned don't try, do. Exactly. Bev, please do me a flavor, honey. Type in what did you get for yourself? What was your biggest lesson today? And what difference will it make, or how you're going to use it in your life? Committing to my own healing through morning yoga, says Suzanne. Beautiful. Come back to me, says Carmen. Awesome. Bev is saying, I can do it. Bev, here's what I want to offer you. You just did it. You just did it. You just found yourself. You're right here. You're right here, my love. You don't need any other thing. You don't need a book. You don't need a course. You don't need a podcast. You did it. Well done. I love you. And you got you. And we've got you. I'm just going to put out to this community, is there anyone that would be willing to connect? Well, Sean's already said he'll connect, but is there anyone else on as well? Or else, is there anyone else that would be willing to befriend Bev on Facebook and reach out to her via DM and just be a support or an accountability buddy, to keep curious into how Bev is going to keep practicing this belief that she's right here and she knows exactly where she is? Who would be willing? Yes, Bev, you go, girl. Who would be willing? I know Sean is. So, Sean, if you're still here, please reach out to Bev. Who would be willing to stay connected and work with Bev? Or not work with her, but, just stay connected with her and check in and see how she's traveling. Who would be willing? If you can just put your hand up, that would be awesome. Of course, Christy, you are just the super supporter. I need like awards for super supporters. Christy from Bucket Full of Rainbows, of course you're willing. You just take my breath away. Sean says, sure. Bev, I will be your accountability buddy. So Bev, my love, who is right here, right now, on Messenger. Yes, on Messenger, of course. Doris says, in capital letters, I would love to. So everyone, please, because she's on Facebook, not on Instagram. Christy, Sean, Dee, Sylvia, head to the video that I'm going to complete here soon. We've gone for nearly an hour, but hey, that's awesome. Bev got her breakthrough. Thanks for your holding sacred space and supporting her. And of course, Bev, thank you for doing the work. Please connect with her. You'll see Bev Waterfield, and she's saying on Messenger is a great place. Bev, you've now got 4 people that are going to be here to hold you accountable for consistently being responsible for telling yourself you're here, you know exactly where you are. Okay, my love? So great work. Good work, team. We did it once again on Intentional Monday. Tea with Anjali. We opened the door for someone to declare an intention, and we connected with Bev. In 58 minutes, Bev went from being in the pain and suffering from losing her son Luke 3 years ago, who was 38, had a massive heart attack while working out at the gym. Bev said her intention is to find herself, and together we supported Bev to help her realize that the reason she couldn't find herself is because 3 years ago she decided she was lost. And we helped Bev find an empowering belief that she's now being responsible and has got 4 accountability buddies to support her in being consistent in choosing that belief. Bev, great work, my love. Make great choices. Don't try, and you live the most amazing life in honor of your son, Luke. Thanks for your courage. Thanks for your vulnerability. Thanks for all the 4 accountability buddies that are going to connect with you. Bev, I hope you found this useful and life-changing. It will be if you practice that belief. I love you. I love all of you. I'm so grateful for you. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you want a copy of any of these videos that you missed out on, you want to send them to someone and you're not part of our email tribe, just DM me or write in the comments, yes, add me to your email, and you'll get an email once a week with our videos. And of course, I'll be here live again on Q&A Friday for Tea with Anjali, where you ask the Q's and I provide my A's to help you live the best life possible. Thanks for being amazing humans, and remember, become a devotee, fill your cup with love, and go brew you. I love you, and we'll see you soon.